Ladies and gentlemen, in recent times, the Amhara region has become a battleground where a fierce and prolonged conflict between the Ethiopian National Defense Forces, ENDF, and the Amhara Fano forces rages on multiple fronts. This conflict is far from a transient skirmish. It has evolved into a complex and protracted struggle. The situation is marked by its dynamism and unpredictability, with both sides intensifying their efforts and committing more resources to this ongoing battle. At the southern front, specifically in Densa and Belchuma in the Wello region, intense fighting has persisted for a disheartening third day. The combatants on both sides have not relented. Instead, they have chosen to reinforce their positions, leading to a rising toll of casualties and fatalities. This has become a protracted and taxing struggle, taking a heavy human toll. Moving north to the northern Shiwa region, including areas such as Adamadia, Endod, Kumbi, Arerti, and Minjar, the situation remains grim. Intense confrontations continue to grip the area, with the ENDF dispatching additional troops to reinforce their lines. According to sources connected to the Fano forces, the ENDF has suffered severe setbacks, enduring significant losses, including reports of numerous soldiers wounded and killed in action. Further north, in Kazem and Berhet in the northern Shiwa region, the past 2 days have borne witness to relentless combat. The ENDF's response to this heightened intensity has been to deploy a substantial number of troops to this front. The Amhara Fano forces, seizing the moment, have reported a series of victories, including the destruction of an ENDF tank, several trucks, and a Zu-23 anti-aircraft gun. These battlefield achievements underscore the volatile nature of the conflict and the challenges facing both sides. The Ethiopian conflict, particularly in the Amhara region, has entered a phase of escalating violence and complexity. Recent reports from various fronts provide insight into the ever-evolving nature of this crisis. In Meket, northern Wello, the Amhara Fano forces have targeted and assassinated a local militia leader named Shebeshi. This act exemplifies the targeted and brutal nature of the conflict that has taken hold in the region. In Fata County, Debre Tabor in Gonda, another concerning development has occurred, with reports indicating that Amhara Fano forces have successfully eliminated the leader of the Mbaiko district. These assassinations highlight the direct and violent confrontations that have become prevalent in the region. The situation in Felakit and Hana Mariam, also within Meket in northern Wello, has further deteriorated. Amhara Fano forces claim to have killed 4 Amhara militia members, underlining the escalation of violence and the high human cost of the ongoing conflict. Atai, located on the A2 highway, continues to be a hotspot of intense fighting. Previous reports indicated that Amhara Fano forces had disrupted the Ethiopian National Defense Forces, ENDF, supply lines in the area. Recent updates suggest that the violence persists. The Fano forces have reported territorial gains near Atai, prompting the NDF to respond with additional troops and heavy weaponry. This has led to an intensification of the conflict, marked by heavy casualties and the destruction of military vehicles on both sides. In the outskirts of Dabat, the Fano forces, under various leadership figures, have initiated offensive actions against the ENDF and its allies. These efforts have apparently yielded significant victories for the Fano forces, while the ENDF has suffered substantial losses. The Gojam region has seen a unique development, with Amhara Fano forces and Amhara civilians reportedly uniting under a single command structure. This alliance claims to have achieved a significant victory over the ENDF and its allies in Adet, located on the A3 highway in Gojam. Fighting in the vicinity of Bahirdar city continues to intensify, with the sounds of heavy weaponry audible in the area. In Sirkalim County and Debri Tabor City, situated on the B-22 highway in Gondar, a noteworthy event has unfolded. Over 100 Amhara militia members have reportedly refused to engage in combat against the Fano forces, revealing internal divisions within the Amhara militia. In the Alam Saga forest area, located between Debretabor and Bahar Dar, Fano forces have successfully engaged and neutralized robbers who were involved in criminal activities, highlighting the multifaceted challenges faced by the region. The outskirts of Bahir Dar have been described as highly tense, with Amhara Fano forces advancing toward the city. Reports indicate that the ENDF has launched rockets and heavy weaponry at civilian residences in Mota and surrounding areas, exacerbating the precarious conditions faced by the local population. In the ongoing conflict in northern Shua, the situation has taken a distressing turn, as reports indicate that the Oromo Liberation Front, OLF, has allegedly kidnapped 60 Amhara civilians in the areas of Abot and Dera. This development reflects the deepening humanitarian crisis and the grave risks faced by the civilian population caught in the midst of this protracted conflict. The reported abduction of these Amhara civilians underscores the vulnerability of non-combatants in regions afflicted by violence and unrest. The OLF's actions, if confirmed, highlight the grim reality of conflict in Ethiopia, where civilian populations are often subjected to severe hardship and danger. Kidnappings, forced displacement, and other forms of violence against innocent people have become regrettably common elements of this complex and multifaceted crisis. It is crucial to emphasize that the impact of such actions goes far beyond the immediate victims. Families are torn apart, communities are terrorized, and the prospects for peace and reconciliation become even more challenging. The plight of these 60 Amhara civilians serves as a stark reminder of the urgent need for humanitarian assistance and international efforts to mediate and alleviate the suffering of those affected by the conflict. The situation in northern Shua and other regions in Ethiopia remains fluid and fraught with uncertainty. As the conflict continues to evolve, reports of such abductions and other violent incidents highlight the critical importance of addressing the underlying issues and seeking a peaceful resolution. The well-being and safety of civilians should be a paramount concern, and efforts should be made to ensure their protection and support in these turbulent times. The tragic fate of these 60 Amhara civilians underscores the urgency of international and regional efforts to bring stability and peace to Ethiopia.